So hey guys, we're here with Pure Shrimp with Dennis. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, sure.
And we're gonna work on some co-op for you.
Yeah. Hey guys, and we're definitely going to talk about the wild shrimp, and the wild shrimp we picked. You did that. You picked the blue aura because you're like, I think you're fascinated with the blue.
So talking about the best aquarium scape, would you recommend some hardscape or plants? Maybe blended tank?
The cool thing about this shrimp is that you can like totally get free hands. You can use rocks with a lot of calcium in because they can go up for like 20 kh. They have hardy shrimp like Neucadinas, so you can do a rock scape and put the plant escape in as well. You have literally free hands, so you have a pretty cool color and just goes good for any tank, I think, except the ones with the fishes in.
Do you think there is a possibility of putting this shrimp into the community tank?
Definitely, you could do it, but it's like a 50-50 chance for it being a success.
What would be the ideal tank mates?
I think the best shrimp tank mates would be like Otto Singlish, cleaner fish, and maybe the small tetra, what does it, Morse code tetra. That's a pretty cool fish, small and it's a buff, so it's like different layers, like the shrimp here and the moss here and moss code there. And for middle, I would choose like a Chili Raspora. That's a cool fish as well.
That will also be a pretty cool nano tank.
Yeah, and you have the blue shrimp and the red fish and the lure fish up there. So it would be pretty amazing with the color scheme and the activity. So I think that would be my chosen companions for those that type. I have a community tank with big fishes like gouramis and rainbow fish, and there is a thriving Neucadina red fire shrimp colony there, but they are pretty much hiding, so it's not like they are out and doing the normal shrimp business. So
yeah,
you have to be careful what type of fish. What's cool about them is you can keep them like with Neucadinas, and everybody likes a Neucadina, and what you can do is like keep them with the red cherries, or maybe a more developed red type. Because the cool thing is they have the same parameters, and they can definitely go from 18 to 26, 27 degrees Celsius, and Neucadinas can do it the same as well.
You're talking about like a perfect breeding temperature. What would you say that would be?
For breeding, that would be like I think 22, because you have to be steady, because if you get it too high, they will of course breed quicker and breed faster, but then again you have to consider what is the most healthy point for them. Like the hotter, the more can grow in the water.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Beep. Well, I think the biggest I've seen is 3.5 centimeters, and that's pretty big. I think 3 centimeters is like regular big.
Like the average one.
Yeah, that's the average big. I think 3 centimeters like 3.5 for a record.
Okay, what about the breeding? How does that work?
It's pretty basic. They have a sack with the eggs, and when the male come to the lady, the eggs will go under the belly and would be protected and get oxygen from the waving.
Yeah, so the male fertilizes the female, and then female gets the eggs hiding?
Yeah, under the belly, and they will go like 4 weeks, I think. Yeah, 4 weeks for this wild type. There is some other that go with a little longer, but this one 4 weeks, depending on temperature, of course, because if the temperature is higher, it's a little shorter window for that, but 4 week is normal.
So that will be 4 weeks until the eggs are gonna hatch to the shrimplets,
and you will have small copies of the parents.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the cool thing.
What about the growth? How quickly they can grow from the shrimplet to the adult shrimp?
I think for adult, like big adult, it would be 6-7 months. But for maturity, it's like so quick. I've seen not this type, but Nucadina. I've seen like 1 centimeter, and it's pretty like buried. So it's a crazy like shrimp. They are.
But usually, what would you say would be the average time until they're gonna get
6 months?
That's 6 months
Yeah.
out until they're gonna be.
Depending on temperature. It's
yeah.
always a question there.
Yeah, this is also with a fish that they can pretty much. The higher the temperature is, the quicker they're gonna grow and be sexually mature. But then again, they may have much shorter lifespan.
Definitely much shorter, and I think there is some coloring as well.
Yeah.
I think the coloring isn't it as good on the higher temperature shrimp.
So what about the diet? What would you suggest?
Oh yeah, diet. This is a wild shrimp, so like we could talk about the wild feeding habits. So as you saw in the tank, there was a lot of leaves. And that's pretty much what they eat in nature. Like they're herbivores, so they eat dead insects or leaves and plant matter. So it's a pretty opportunity kind of animal. So it eats everything. Like it's not picky at all.
Okay, so like naturally, you would maybe say that it's some kind of coat that grows on the leaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, like biofilm
and biofilms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what about when they're in captivity? Like for example, in the tanks like this.
Oh yeah, that like we can't use that the leaves here because we don't have the 10,000 liter running water, so it would definitely kill the filter. So what we've done is like we have made a food that kind of mimics the natural food source. So we use like small amount of leaves and some sticks. Like this would be a typical shrimp food, like sticks and sometimes powder. And this is specialized, like it's most nutrients without being pollution. So definitely that's what you need for your shrimps when they're in captivity. So yeah. But
does it dissolve in the water or just spreads around?
Yeah, it definitely dissolves slowly, but this is made for like for your pleasure, so you can see the shrimp and you will be attracted to it and sit around it. But again, I want to be having the best, so this one crumbles a small amount in the water and makes a dust, so it moves around in the water column, so all the shrimplets of course can get some food as well.
Yeah, many people like feed their shrimp, for example, veggies and cucumbers and stuff like that. Would that be alright as well?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool as well to do, but you have to be careful. It has to be organic, that's for sure, because you don't know what they have been using for pesticides and stuff. So
that can hurt the shrimp.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can kill them all overnight.
So you would maybe recommend like feeding cucumber from the shop and stuff like that?
No, definitely not. No.
Like maybe if you're growing the cucumber yourself.
That would be a big yes. If you do that like in the garden, that would be a big yes. Like I would recommend for you guys to like using peas. Like peas are one of the best natural protein sources for the shrimp. So definitely a good one. And I have a friend, like his name's Pet Fish Tank. He has a lot of like floater type of duckweed, and I told him like that one is the perfect food for like protein source, like and the B12 vitamins. So
you dry that out and feed to the shrimp as well?
Definitely, it's a big
good natural source.
Yeah, it's an annoying plant, but it's a good food. Yeah, that's an interesting question, because the coloration of this one is like, I think I know of 4 colors. Like there's the typical brownish, and that's what we call Tüpfel, and then there's like 3 different morphs I remember, and that's a yellow. I'm not 100% of that with the yellow one, because everybody disagrees, but I think that's the tangerine. And For the green, that's an apple greenish one, and for the blue, this is the one, blue aura, and I think definitely that's the best color of the Tüpfel. So one of the things I think is really necessary for when you're new in shrimping, like, is knowing your filters, because, like, of course fish guys know filtering and they're pretty good at it, but one thing they have to do different from fish and shrimp is the filter guards. Like, this is 60 ppi, but that's how small it has to be. Like, I think 30 is the smallest you can do, because of the shrimplets they're insanely small.
So I would definitely recommend some super fine filters.
Super fine, and you can use a lot of different ones, but keep in mind the small shrimplets, they can crawl in everywhere. The shrimp will get in there, they're picky, they like to investigate, and if there's a motor hit or something, like, and
they can get sucked in.
Yeah, they'll do it. They really crawl everywhere, so definitely keep in mind using the small filter guards on the filters.